Hi, students. How are you doing? Welcome to Naya. Thank you so much for the support. Hope you all are doing great. So I came across a video. You all know that this new administration they got FBI, right? And then I took my time to look at it, and then finding out that the FBI we have is Indian migrant. I mean, like he is American too, but a son of a migrant. And this same person is someone that believed that white people are terror and then real. But now he is already working with this person. He is no longer saying that. And he feels like, if you are not supporting my boss, I am coming after you. So to him, he has said that for those that are opposing my boss and to those that do not support my boss, I am coming for you people. Now, one thing I am going to say to my people is that this is actually not a period to be scared because there is nothing you have not seen. This is not a time somebody will fearmonger you because you got, like, I am not saying you've got nothing to lose. You already know how they operate. I am never ever going to fearmonger my people. Rather, I will energize you and give you all the strength you need to know that you are also, as a person, supposed to know your right and stand on it, pin on it. That is how we do it. They think they all want to be cray cray. They will say the real thing. But you know what? Let's get into this video.
American history is trying to repeat itself, and we must do whatever is necessary to stop it from happening. Because if you've been paying attention to any of my history lessons, you should know by now and understand how despicable and depraved this country's history actually is. This is Patel. It's important to understand what it means now that Patel is the new director of the FBI, because he is nothing more than a wannabe J. Edgar Hoover. I guess nobody told him that he's actually not a cross-dressing old white man, but I digress. Patel publicly vowed to get revenge on all those that opposed his master, Trump. Just a year ago, the FBI stated that white terrorist groups were the biggest threat to the U.S. democracy. However, with the new administration, that will no longer be their focus. Instead, this administration seeks to go back to the days of COINTELPRO. In order to fully understand what is coming, I must break down what COINTELPRO is. COINTELPRO, aka the Counterintelligence Program, was a covert and often illegal FBI program aimed at surveilling, infiltrating, discrediting, and disrupting domestic political organizations in the United States. It was officially active from 1956 to 1971, though similar tactics continued beyond its official termination. COINTELPRO was launched in 56 under FBI Director J. Edgar Hoover, one of the worst human beings ever to live, and this was in response to the Communist Party. Hoover feared that communists were infiltrating and influencing American society, so the FBI sought to neutralize their activities through surveillance, harassment, and propaganda. Does this sound familiar? It should. I want to make sure that you understand also what a communist is, so let me give you a definition. A communist is someone who supports or advocates for communism, which is a political and economic ideology based on common ownership of the means of production, the absence of social classes, and the elimination of private property. Now, in 56, the program officially begins, focusing on the Communist Party. Tactics include infiltration of the communist group, planting informants, and spreading false information to sow distrust among its members. From 59 to 60, however, the FBI expands its operations to the civil rights organizations and activists who were suspected of communist ties. As the civil rights movement gained momentum, COINTELPRO shifted its focus to black leaders. The FBI sought to prevent the rise of what J. Edgar Hoover called a black messiah who could unify black Americans because, oh my God, whatever would we do if they were united? The FBI viewed Martin Luther King as a dangerous radical due to his leadership in the civil rights movement. Hoover called King the most dangerous Negro in America. You know, the one who was all about nonviolence. The FBI wiretapped his phones and hotel rooms, hoping to find evidence of extramarital affairs that they could blackmail him with. In 64, they sent King an anonymous letter urging him to take his own life before receiving the Nobel Peace Prize. Then there was Malcolm X. As the leader of the Nation of Islam and later an independent black nationalist, Malcolm X was heavily surveilled by the FBI. Many suspect the FBI infiltration played a crucial role in the circumstances leading up to Malcolm X's assassination in '65. And then the Black Panther Party. The Black Panther Party was one of the primary targets of COINTELPRO because of its militant stance against police brutality and its influence on black communities. The FBI used extreme measures to dismantle the group. Black unity is a threat. Ooh, I hope you're picking up what I'm putting down. The FBI sent fake letters and messages to different Panther factions, causing suspicion and infighting to attempt to weaken the party. They also used the media. The FBI worked with mainstream media to paint the Panthers as violent criminals, ignoring their community programs like free breakfast for children and the healthcare initiatives. And then, ultimately, they got violent. On December 4th, 1969, Chicago Black Panther leader Fred Hampton was assassinated in his bed while sleeping during an FBI-coordinated police raid. The FBI had an informant, William O'Neill, infiltrate Hampton's inner circle and provide a map of his apartment. The police fired nearly 100 shots, while only one shot was fired by the Panthers in response. They massacred an entire building of innocent people. And this massacre was all sanctioned by the U.S. government. Evidence clearly showed that Hampton was also drugged, and the FBI helped to cover up the murder. They didn't stop there. The Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee, also known as SNCC, was another major target of COINTELPRO. The FBI spread false information that SNCC members were communists or violent extremists. The goal was to undermine public support for the movement. Many organizations suspected members of being informants, leading to splits and disunity. The targeted assassinations, imprisonment, and defamation of black leaders weakened the fight for black liberation. One of the best examples of this is what they did to Huey P. Newton, who would end up spending most of the civil rights movement in jail on false charges. COINTELPRO, in collaboration with the local police in Oakland, California, played a critical role in the repeated arrest, legal harassment, and eventual downfall of Huey P. Newton, the co-founder of the Black Panther Party. The FBI, under J. Edgar Hoover, viewed the Black Panther Party as one of the greatest threats to the U.S. national security and sought to neutralize its leadership through surveillance, infiltration, and legal persecution. The Oakland Police Department, known for its hostility towards the Panthers, was often used as a direct tool of this repression. The initial targeting of Huey P. Newton and the Black Panther Party were targeted from the moment the organization began policing the police in Oakland in '66. How dare you try to protect your community? The Panthers' practice of open carrying firearms while monitoring the police behavior put them in direct confrontation with law enforcement. The FBI labeled the Black Panther Party as a black extremist group, placing them under heavy surveillance. The OPD, with backing from COINTELPRO, used arrests, intimidation, and fabricated charges to disrupt Newton's activism. One of the most significant events in Newton's persecution was his '67 arrest for the killing of Oakland police officer John Frey. October 28, 1967, Newton was pulled over by Officer Frey, who called for backup. A confrontation ensued, resulting in a shootout. Officer Frey was killed and another officer, Herbert Haynes, was wounded. Newton was shot in the stomach but survived. Newton was charged with first-degree murder despite conflicting evidence about who fired the shots. The FBI and OPD used this case as an opportunity to imprison and silence Newton, knowing his absence would weaken the Panthers. The case sparked the famous Free Huey movement, bringing national and international attention to the Black Panther Party. Their unlawful attack on Huey backfired on them immediately, and everybody knew overnight who the Black Panther Party was. However, the FBI still worked with local police to portray Newton as a violent criminal rather than a political leader. They monitored and disrupted Free Huey protests using informants to incite violence and discredit the movement. Newton was convicted in '68 and sentenced to 2 to 15 years in prison. In 1970, after multiple appeals and public pressure, his conviction was overturned and he was released. Even after Newton's release, COINTELPRO and the OPD continued to target Huey and Bobby Seale. Black activism was labeled as criminal or terrorist activity, leading to continued police repression. Even after COINTELPRO was officially shut down in '71, surveillance of black activists continued. They even tried to sentence Angela Davis to death. They had no limits to what they would do to discredit our leaders, to assassinate our leaders. The FBI's actions weakened Black-led movements, contributing to the deaths and imprisonment of key leaders. And now, with Cash Patel seated as the new J. Edgar Hoover wannabe, history seeks to repeat itself, but only if we let it. This is why knowing your history is so important. It is imperative that we learn from the mistakes of our ancestors. We will prevail over this hate. We will have our Black liberation. We have to believe in each other. We have to resist choosing to divide ourselves. I will keep saying it until you get it. Our Black unity is our first and only line of defense. I love you, Black man. I love you, Black woman. Knowledge is power. Power to the people.
Obviously, you wanted this attention, so I'm going to go ahead and make sure that you get it, okay? Do I hate leftists? No. I just hate today's modern stand-for-nothing leftists. I can't stand y'all. I genuinely can't. Would you like to know why? Because I am a child post-civil rights. And I don't mean post-civil rights as in, oh, wow, was born in the 80s or nothing. No. I mean, 3 years before I was born, they killed Martin Luther King. They killed him. I am the child that did not learn about the death of Fred Hampton until after I was out of high school. And once I learned about the things that Fred Hampton tried to do, it makes me more and more disappointed with what is considered today's leftists every time. I don't hate leftists. I hate the fact that y'all stand for nothing. I do. I hate the fact that you want to be the loudest voices in the room, but you have absolutely no plan whatsoever. Don't get me wrong. I used to be just like y'all. I did. And then I realized that just because it's a game doesn't mean I don't have to find a way to play it. Y'all haven't. You haven't. There's no coalition on the left. There isn't. There's a bunch of me babies who take no direction and who have the audacity to be as disrespectful as humanly possible to people who are trying to tell you, hey, we've been in these trenches. Maybe you should listen to us. Now I noticed you didn't mention what the fuck the video was about, though, did you? The fact that Tori Greer is having all of her information doxxed. Is it the MAGA crew doing that? No. No, it's not. It's not the Democrats. It's not Kamala. It's not Obama. It's not Biden. It's people who swear up and down they want solidarity to fight for the Palestinian people, but y'all won't even listen to the motherfuckers. The fuck I look like liking that? What the fuck do I look like liking that? You can forge a new path by learning from history, but some of y'all don't want to do that. So you say I hate leftists. No. Again, I don't. But what I do hate are anarchists for no reason whatsoever. I hate disrespectful motherfuckers. I do. Because again, I understand the concept of solidarity. I understand that indeed it can be a powerful thing. Y'all don't. Because if any of you left-wing leftists on social media really honestly believe that, y'all would not be disrespecting people like Mrs. Menopause and Tori Greer or Tabitha Speaks or Shirley Chisholm's folding chair. Y'all wouldn't be disrespecting black women. You wouldn't. Because the vanguard of any movement that you want to have is going to have to start with black women. On the left, at least. This is what happens when y'all don't want to listen. This is it right here. Why would I want to sit still, shut the fuck up, and actually learn from people who understand what solidarity and community building looks like? Nah, I'd rather talk bad about black women. And then when the shit that I fucking advocated for happens, yeah, now I'm screaming. I hate that shit. I fucking loathe that shit. 100%. I make no secret of this. I have always been uncomfortable with white leftists. And now I understand why. Because when somebody called y'all blue MAGA, I fought against it. I fought against it. But then I started to see what y'all heroes look like. And now I realize maybe you guys aren't blue MAGA, but you damn sure ain't somebody I'd follow. You got Cenk Uygur on your side. I wouldn't trust that fucking guy to tell me where my car was parked. You have Anna Kasparian on your side. Can you really trust that bitch? Can you? Can you? You got Maya, who swears up and down she's the victim of some shit she caused. Where's that British woman in the hijab? Where's she at? Ain't nobody seen her ass. Madeline Pendleton? Really? There's your heroes? That one woman that called black folks colonizers. I'm supposed to like leftists after being called that shit. You ain't got but one time, Craig. You ain't got but one time. You say one disrespectful thing to me, I don't give a fuck what else you got going on. But y'all act like y'all know every goddamn thing. Y'all really act like y'all know every goddamn thing. I don't hate leftism. I hate what passes for leftism today. I have yet to see one person actually use the tools that were given to them by the Black Panther Party, by Kwame Ture, a.k.a. Stokely Carmichael, by the Angela Davises, by the Asada Shakurs. I have yet to see one of y'all use those fucking tools. Yet. Y'all out here trying to force some new fucking path. Y'all haven't learned any goddamn thing. Y'all haven't. Y'all have not. And if that wasn't bad enough, if it wasn't bad enough that y'all are running around here leaderless, with no head, not even knowing where the hell you're going, it's the disrespect that you're doing while you're getting there. I will never forget being called a goddamn colonizer. Never. And the girl that said it, she's still running around here, ain't taking any responsibility for it. Still. A lot of arrogant Latino people right now. Not all of them. Because I know some brothers and sisters within the Latino and Spanish-speaking community that are fighting against this shit. Just like I know there are some pro-Palestine people in the pro-Palestine movement that are fighting against this disrespect. I'm not talking about all of them. But the ones I am talking about, you know exactly who the fuck they are. I don't have a problem naming names and kicking ass. I don't give a fuck. I don't. Y'all have let this idea that you're tired and that we need to change the system go to your motherfucking head. Why in the fuck would anybody attack somebody like Miss Menopause? All she does is information videos. Tori Greer literally was on a live with Maya, and Maya treated her like shit and then tried to do some little weak ass mea culpa. Madeline Pendleton is one of y'all biggest advocates. The fuck I look like standing next to Madeline Pendleton? What in the fuck do I look like standing next to Madeline Pendleton? For what? So no, I don't hate leftists. I don't. I hate armchair leftists. There are lessons that you can learn from the past to forge a better future, to forge a stronger revolution, a stronger coalition. But some leftists are just determined not to do that. And in the process of learning, determined not to do that, they're also being damn disrespectful. See, it always comes back to the disrespect. Always. Always. Knowing goddamn well, especially when it comes to black women, knowing goddamn well, that if it were not for black women Be in the vanguard. Be in the front line. Be in those people who fight on real shit. Some of y'all would not have anything at all. Y'all couldn't even respect them. So yeah, I'll keep calling out names. Because until the far leftists get their fucking heads out of their ass, I got nothing for them. Nothing. The goals, the causes that they believe in, I believed in before they knew anything about them. But as far as standing next to them, fuck you. No. Much like every other black American, we're sitting out. If y'all ain't gonna learn from the past, fuck you. I hope your future's bright, because bitch, I won't be there. In word or deed, I will not be there. I got nothing for you.
This is all I got from this video. And trust me, I'm going to say a very big shout out to Melody. Yeah, Melody Angel. She does her reporting so amazingly great. And I love the way she delivered her message. And also, Thomas Bishop, thank you all so much. And if you are not following them, please go and follow them. The truth is that people really do not understand what Black people have been through, right? And the evil that some of these people perpetrated when it comes to slavery. That is also one of the reasons why I will not stop saying it. All these are the things that they looked at and they are not proud of it. And they are trying as hard as they can to cover everything up. That's why when you look around, you find out that our Black history is violent. I mean, it hurts their feelings. But when it hurts their feelings, you get people like me unalive. Ban books, ban everything, right? CRT, everything. You don't have to. Now, for those that do not know, this Patel, I hope that is correct. He's an Indian migrant, right? And his role is FBI, if I am not mistaken. Yeah, FBI. Now, if you check around, if you look around, you absolutely will understand how hard and how much they have been working to silence people that look like me. The truth is that I am going to say this because some people really do not understand who they are working with. You are not a white person. You do not have that skin color for protection. Though it looks like you are the overseer of FBI at this point in time. Well, let me tell you something. When you do not align with your own people, you definitely will fall out in the end. Well, I am going to watch it. We all are going to watch it and see how it goes. These people that said that he is going to get revenge, who are you revenging on for opposing your master? Are you running a government that will never be criticized or that will never be talked about, right? I thought you all said that are the most terror and race of all time. How come now you are now the FBI? You are not seeing all those things. You could say it before, but at this point in time, you cannot say it because of the person you are working with. Sincerely speaking, these people know what they are doing, and I am not sure if they are going to stop. Why? But one thing I am going to tell my people is that we are never ever going to be fear-mongered. We are never ever going to be scared. We will continue pushing it. No matter how hard, no matter how it comes out, we will keep doing it. But if it's for fear, you don't have to be scared. Wake up and do your daily thing. Do what you are supposed to do as every other person. Because what is it that Black people have not seen? That is what is new to Black people. I don't think there is anything new. You really have actually seen it all. Well, I am not praying for my people to continue to suffer, right? But I am sure that nobody will also scare you with suffering. That is where I am going. And that is where I'm coming from. Nobody will scare you with suffering because you know the true meaning of hardship, not really hardship, like things not being okay for people that look like me. Some people may shiver because the story alone is beyond every other person. Like it's enough to make people shiver. But no, we were not born like that. We stand still. We pin until it is over. But for now, it is not. You know. And for Bishop that talked about the leftists and how the reality is that I have decided not to there are so many things going on this online. There are some I am not bringing it because I need to give you proper information, not some stories that this one did this one, this one did this one. But the people that are involved, oh my goodness. When I say oh my goodness, maybe one day I am going to leave politics and bring rumors, not really rumors, like stories that you'll be like, oh, really? So these people, the other people, but yeah. But all I am still going to say is that we are still working towards our freedom because if my own people are free, I am also free. I am not fighting for anybody. I am working for my own people and for my own people alone. And for those that say black people are this, black people are that, it's in your pocket. You all continue being around the bush, and what is biting you will continue to bite you. Because the fact that they have refused to understand that they have something biting them is just something that I do not understand. You are queer, you are this, you are that, you are coming to fight for black women. Anyway, thank God you all already know that black women and black people in general are no longer fighting. So you all will wake up and dress the way you are and then come out to fight for yourselves. Because I learned that some of them, see, let me tell you something. I am not happy over what is going on because black people want everybody. Black people said it. Right? But some people said that their ears are too strong. I am going to tell you that some people can also shoot some people's ear. Bring it down and step on it to stop working. If they decide to stitch it back, it is no longer alive. I don't know if that does make sense to you. There are some things you cannot fix. There are some things you can fix. At this particular point in time, they cannot fix anything. Rather, it is time to re-strategize, but some of them just to be blaming black people for their own problem. I am going to draw the curtain here, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye for now.